So, question. So, how many people think that it's okay to walk up to another adult and smack them on the butt against their will? Okay, another question. How many of you same people think it's okay to smack a kid? Like to smack your own kids as a form of discipline. Like if your kids say or do something that you don't approve of. Like, it's 2025. I don't understand why some people still think it's okay to hit kids. Like, I can understand. I was born in the 70s, in the 1970s. Yeah, sure. When I was a kid, growing up in the 70s and 80s, I got smacked sometimes. And it was never in an abusive manner. It was always in a disciplinary manner. Like, I wasn't abused, no laws were broken or anything like that. And I can understand back in the 70s and 80s, it was a different time. I would say in the 70s and 80s in Canada, probably at least 80% of kids that grew up in the 70s and 80s got smacked. Because, back in those days, there wasn't as much awareness around how potentially damaging spanking can be towards some people. But here we are in 2025. Why are some people still smacking their kids? Like, as far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't be a parent if you still smack your kids. You can talk to them. You can take away privileges. There's better ways of disciplining your kids than smacking them. Just because it's legal still doesn't make it okay. Okay, let me ask you a question. How many of you think that it's okay to smoke indoors in the presence of kids? In other words, smoke indoors inside your own home while there's kids under 18 that are in the home with you. Okay, that's an example of something that's legal still, at least in Ontario, Canada. However, it doesn't make it right. Just because it's legal doesn't make it right. I think it's time people smarten up and, learn how to, I just don't get in this day and age why some people think that it's okay to deliberately inflict pain on kids in the name of discipline. Like, to me, that's very old school. As I say, in the 70s and 80s, fine, I can understand, maybe even in the 90s. But in 2025, it makes no sense to me. There have been numerous studies that have said, you can Google them, the effects of spanking. There have been numerous studies that have concluded that spanking can have a lot of negative impacts. And the thing I noticed too, probably upwards of 90% of the people that think it's okay to spank are probably those ignorant right-wing idiots, the Bible thumpers, those church-going people that are indoctrinated, those people whose favorite line from the Bible is, "Spare the rod, spoil the child." Yeah, you right-wingers are just so stupid, so ignorant, so backwards. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, you don't deserve to be a parent or a guardian if you still beat your kids in this day and age. Learn how to how to deal with your kids without smacking them, or don't bother having kids. I do understand that kids can sometimes be extremely frustrating. They can be extremely troublesome at times. I understand they can really get under your skin and push your buttons. But what about adults? Other adults can really get under your skin and push your buttons even more than kids can. And for the most part, most adults are not going to go hitting another adult. And I think it's against the law to even hit pets. If your dog or cat or some other animal does something they're not supposed to do, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's against the law to hit them as well too. So if you know better, do better. There's many other ways of dealing with your kids without hitting them.